Greetings, metalheads. Welcome to another edition of the Friday 13th YouTube channel. Today we're talking about a new release by Swedish band Tad Morose. The band have just released their new album, which is entitled March of the Obsequious, which is a fantastic album released on GMR Records. Now, Tad Morose were formed back in 1991 in Bollnäs, Sweden, by founder guitarist Christer Andersson, who was the only original member left in the band. Now, the band released their debut album back in 1993 on German label Black Mark Records. This was called Leaving the Past Behind. This was a fantastic debut album. I remember buying this when it first came out. Kind of remind me of the epic doom power metal with progressive metal elements. A really good album. If you own this album, you know how great this is. Now, the original lineup will consist of Christer Andersson, like I said before, also Rossi Olsson on bass guitar. We'd have Dan Erik Eriksson on drums. We'd have Fredrik Eriksson on keyboards and Christian Anden on vocals. In 1995, the band released their second album, also for Black Mark Records. This was entitled Sender of Thoughts, which is a fantastic album. It also featured new drummer Peter Morton, who's still currently in the band. Now, the second album would have a lot of Black Sabbath in there, especially the Dion Tony Martin era, which I personally think is the best era of Black Sabbath. In 1997, the band would release their third album, Amended Rhyme, which would feature new vocalist Urban Breed. And this album would feature new bass guitarist Andreas Mod. In 2000, the band would sign to a new label at the time, Century Media Records, and release the album Undead. And this album would also feature new guitarist Daniel Olsson, a great guitarist who also played keyboards on this album. Now, the band were kind of moving away from the progressive elements and more heading towards a power metal with a dark, epic doom vibe, and it really worked well for the band. And the band would record two more albums with Urban Breed. They would be Masters of the Dark and Modus Venerandi. In 2013, the band would record their next album, Reverent, which is a fantastic album and saw a new lineup change. Now, this album would feature Christer and Peter, and also new bass player Tommy Caperon, also Ronnie Helm on vocals, used to be with a Steel Attack, and also Kenny Johnson, who later on formed Star Chaser. In 2015, the band released their next album, which was called Saint Demius. This band was starting to go more for a darker, heavier approach, and the album cover kind of reminds me of a King Diamond album then. In 2018, the band released their next album on GMR Music, and it was called Chapter X. Now, the title track is the opening song on this album, and there's 10 songs on this new album. And if you like the last two albums and you like the way they've gone heavy, then you're really going to like this album. Obviously, the band have gone darker, still got the doom elements, but there's a lot more darkness in this album, and it's still a powerful and heavy album. Now, the second song is called Witch's Dance. This kind of reminds me of like the mid-era of Tad Morose, but it also reminds me of a band called Morgana Le Fay, another local band from Bollnäs in Sweden. This is a really cool song, and if Ronnie wasn't singing on it, it would be perfect for Tony Martin to do the vocals, but Ronnie does a fantastic job. The music's dark, doomy, melodic and heavy and powerful as well. Now, the next song is called Pandemonium. I think this is one of the best songs on the album. It's got a fantastic chorus, some really good verses, powerful drumming, heavy guitar riffs, and some fantastic cinnabar on it. Now, the next song's called Phantasm. This kind of reminds me of the Urban Breed version of Tad Morose. It's a really good song, really catchy, some great vocals by Ronnie, fantastic guitar playing by Christer, and also Johan. It's a really, really good song, catchy song. Like I said, if you like the mid-era of Tad Morose, such as the album Masters of the Dark, then you're really going to like this song. It's called Phantasm, and it's a fantastic song. Next song's called Die, and this kind of reminds me of Candlemas, a little bit of Sorcerer, but it's still got the heaviness of Tad Morose, what they used to do. A little bit of Sabotage in there, but it's a really dark, heavy song with some fantastic playing and vocals. Now, the next song's called Escape. This has keyboards in it. To be honest, the keyboards really do fit well with this song. It's a heavy pounding song, some great playing, some great drumming, some fantastic vocals, but the keyboards really do gel well with this song. It's called Escape. The next song is called Trail of Sins. This is a really cool song. It's really up-tempo. Powerful song, fantastic vocals, like I said, and Ronnie's a really good singer. A fantastic replacement for Urban Breed. Certainly has a lot of Swedish elements in this song. Like I say, they're a Swedish band, so we all know that Swedish musicians are fantastic. Now, the next song is called Quilt of Shame. It's a really cool song. It's mid-tempo. It's got that dark, epic doom vibe. And it's really, really good song. It's got some catchy riffs on here, some fantastic melodic vocals, great drumming all around. The next song is called Legion. It's got some fantastic harmony vocals on this. You know, Ronnie and the band have done a fantastic job. And I think Ronnie's done most of the harmony vocals, but they really do work well. It's a brilliant song. It's really well put together, some fantastic guitar playing. Now, the next song is called The Perfect Storm. This kind of has a Crimson Glory vibe at the beginning. It's a really, really cool song, but it turns out to be a semi-ballad. It's called The Perfect Storm. And Ronnie's vocals, I have to say, is probably the best on this album. Really well put together. He's a fantastic singer, done a fantastic job. So is the band. Christy's guitar playing is outstanding, along with Johan. And the drumming's brilliant, and the bass guitar in as well. It's a brilliant song, really well put together. It's like a semi-ballad, and it's the perfect song to end the album. Now, this song does pick up towards the end. It gets more ballsy and more vibe, but it's a really good song. Like I say, it starts off as a ballad. Now, the production on this album, I have to say, is really, really good. It's really solid. They've done a really fantastic job on this album. Now, this is a really, really good album. Like I said, it's a fantastic production. All the songs really shine through. And if you like the band's early material, then you're probably going to like this. But the band have got heavier, but it's still Tad Morose. I'm going to give this album 4.5 out of 5. It's a great album. And it's a fantastic addition to any Tad Morose album collection. So check it out, folks. Thanks for watching. Be safe and stay metal.